Hey, Cherie, I don't hear anything in my phones. There we go. Not too high. Down a little bit. That's good. Yeah. Okay, folks, stand by. They just now cleared the rink of a training session they were having with youngsters, and they're just now running the Zamboni. So the players still are going to come out to warm up a little bit. So we're still probably at least about 10 minutes away from the start of the game. So stay with us. Stand by, everybody. The teams have still not come out for a warm-up yet, so we're still a little ways away from the start of the game. We'll be back with you. Let's hope that clears up a little bit. It helps a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah. We were talking to the window washer. He's trying to clean some of the plexiglass that's kind of old and cloudy, hard to see through. So stand by, folks. We'll be back with you here in just a few minutes. Again, the teams have yet to come out to start warming up, so we're still a little ways away from the start of the game. So stand by. Players are out now warming up, folks, so we're just about 4 minutes away from the start of today's game. The Beaver Creek Beavers are defending a undefeated mark at 12-0-1, so they're going to try to extend their undefeated season this afternoon here in Cincinnati against the Elder Panthers. The teams are out warming up. Stay with us, and we'll be back with the start of the game in just a few minutes. The Beavers heading down to the Queen City to try to extend their undefeated record. Good afternoon from Northlands Ice Center in Cincinnati. My name is Kent Jacobs. Welcome once again to Beaver Creek Battling Beavers Hockey. The Beavers coming in undefeated on the season after a win last night at home, a hard-fought win, and are trying to make it a clean sweep over the weekend. Tonight's opponent is the Elder Panthers. The Panthers are coached by John Harvey. They come in with a record of 2 wins, 7 losses, and 2 ties. The Panthers last night played the Troy Trojans and were defeated 5-0. And the Beaver Creek Beavers again winners last night at home at the Kettering Ice Arena. The Beavers coached, of course, by Greg Gutterman. His assistant coaches Cam Quick, Brad Lloyd, and Eric Baskin. In goal today for the Elder Panthers will be Ben Brinker. And for the Beaver Creek Beavers, we believe it's going to be Chad DeYoung. Chad DeYoung coming in with a record of 3 wins and no losses. And a sterling goals against average of .66. So Chad DeYoung averaging, giving up less than a goal a game. His save percentage at .978. So an exceptional start to the season for Chad DeYoung. We got a message from Aaron Washburn saying, "Let's go Creek." Nice to hear from you, Aaron. Our best to the bullet, Mason Washburn, who's, of course, lost for the season due to his broken collarbone. Puck is dropped and we're underway from Northland's Ice Center in the Queen City. Puck flipped up over the boards onto the Beaver Creek bench. The Elder Panthers in their white sweaters and black trunks, black trim. They make that purple. That's a dark purple that the Panthers are wearing, and they're on their trunks. And the all black uniforms. There's a shot turned aside by DeYoung off the stick of Andrew Honorado of Elder. Loose puck, J.J. Lehman flips to center. Lehman is bumped down to the ice. Now another big check on a Beaver player that goes down in front. Beavers control in the Panther zone. There's a shot by Elsner, the backhander that's blocked. Martin trying to flip it in front, and it's on goal. The save made by Brinker, and he'll hold on to it. There was a delayed penalty on the play, I believe. No, there is. I thought DeYoung had gone to the bench, but he skated over to the board, so no penalty on the play. Loose puck in the Panther zone, kick down the ice. After it for the Beavers is Cameron Burns. It's wrapped around to this near side. Puck now in the Beaver zone on near wing boards. Shot back in the corner. There's a glaze on this glass that's making it hard to see some of the players. Here's Elsner trying to flip in front, and he scores. And that's Alex Elsner. And the Beavers take an early 1-0 lead. And for Alex Elsner, that is for Alex, that's his 21st goal of the season. We will not be able to get assists unless they, I don't think they're going to text him to us. So for Elsner, that's a goal. He had a hat trick last night. Puck shot back to center ice. The Panthers will dump it back in. Puck shot back down into the Elder zone. That's going to be icing against Beaver Creek. I gotta get my correct stat sheet out. I've got an old one. So for Alex, that was his 25th goal of the season. Now in the Beaver Creek zone. Fighting for it along the boards is J.J. Lehman. And the puck flipped to center and played for the Panthers by Jack Vetter. He dumps it in the Beaver zone. And that's going to be an icing against the Panthers. 11:54 left in period number 1. Alex Elsner, his 25th goal of the season, giving the... Did they not? Okay. Giving the Beavers a 1-0 lead. Now in the near corner of the Elder zone to our left. There's Elsner trying to carry in front, and he gets it poke check down the ice. After it, Joe Martin. Martin being tailed by a couple of Panthers. Puck shot now in the corner. And dumped out in front. It's when it's in this corner on the right side of the rink. You really can't see the player numbers on that side. Here's Elsner trying to work through the Panther defense, and his shot is wide on a backhander. We're 4 minutes into period number 1, and the Beavers lead it 1-0. Now a shot to the near corner of the Panther zone to our left. Tipping it to center was Nate Connors of Cincinnati Elder. Now carrying back in for the Beavers is Austin Drawn. Pass over to Elsner, his shot, and he scores! Alex Elsner, his second goal of the game, and 26th of the season. And the Beavers lead it now 2-0. Got a message from Michaela Stacy saying, "Let's go Creek." She says, "Thanks, Kent, for commentating the game." Well, there, you're quite welcome, Michaela. Jay Haney says, "Good luck, Alex. Go Creek from Aunt Rhonda in Key Largo today." Key Largo sounds a lot better than Northland's ice rink temperature-wise. Key Largo. It's freezing in here, folks. I have my winter coat and my lined beaver jacket on. Aaron Washburn says, "Thanks, Kent. You're quite welcome." The Bullet is watching, says, "Let's go Creek." Well, they're off to a very good start this afternoon. Up 2-0. Hope Zarang says, "Go Creek." Hi, Kent and the production crew. Thanks, Hope. Nice to hear from you today as well. And, yep, the Beaver is off to a very good start. Ahead 2-0. Puck dumped in by Ethan Vonderai of Elder. Vonderai spelled Vondrahe. It's a German name. The Cincinnati area has a long German heritage going back a couple hundred years, and we've got several players with German names on this team. Steinhaus, another one. There's a whistle. Clock stopped with 9:12 to go in the period. We've got a penalty. So a cross-checking minor penalty on Casey Sullivan of Cincinnati Elder. He's going to go to the box for a couple of minutes. That's the last thing the Panthers needed, was to go on a penalty kill. Already down 2-0. It's going to be Joey Donahue taking the face-off for Beaver Creek. Face-off is won by Greg Carlton of Elder, but turned over to Donahue, drops it to the point. To Lehman, back to Donahue, centering, but it gets through to the boards on the near side. Carson Cox off a stick way up high and up over the glass, and we'll have a face-off. And we've got a cross-check penalty. And that is going to be young Mr. Charlie Hafner. So the Beavers are going to be on a 2-man advantage for 1:37 seconds, already leading 2-0. And a face-off in the attacking zone to the right of Ben Brinker, the goalkeeper for Elder. Here is Elsner centering for a shot, and Lehman scores! J.J. Lehman on a centering pass by Elsner. A great shot by J.J. Lehman. The Beavers, that'll erase the rest of the first penalty, but the Beavers will still be on a power play. And for J.J. Lehman, I got that as being his second goal of the season. Drop my pen. I dropped my pen. Oh, thanks. So that erases the rest of the first penalty. We were still on a 1-man advantage. There's a shot, and it's blocked. Held in at the left point by Donahue. Pass over for Lehman. Lehman looking for his second goal of the power play. Now here's a puck tipped away, but Owen Huff is able to chase it down, beating Joe Emmett to the puck. Here's Owen Huff shooting. Save. And the rebound. Donahue trying to chase it down, but it's picked up by Nolan Anderson of Elder. He passes ahead, and the Panthers come back. Here is Sullivan for Elder. He's checked off the puck by Carson Cox. Here comes Carson Cox. Trying to cut in. Carson Cox, a shot, and a save made by Brinker. Rebound, puck still live. Pass over now for Elsner. He tried to center the puck, but it's deflected right back to the boards. 15 seconds left in the Beaver power play. Cox trying to hold it in. He's fighting for it with Hoffmeyer, another one of those German names on this team. Here's Joe Martin. Pass over for Cox. The second penalty is killed off. The Beavers lead at 3-0. We've got 6.5 to go in the opening period. And we're emanating from Northlands Ice Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. As the puck is iced the other way by the Panthers. And now we've got Owen Huff and Charlie Hafner exchanging some unpleasantries. Owen gave Hafner a shove. Are there penalties going to be meted out? What's going on? And one of the referees is speaking to the bench. Owen Huff is going back to the bench. He's not going to the box. Is there anything happening penalty-wise? Now it looks like Owen is going to go in the box. Okay, they called Owen for a slash. Okay, we believe it might have been a tripping call. I didn't see what the signal was, but it's a 2-minute minor, So the Panthers on a power play now with 6.5 even to go in the period. Their first power play of the game. Charlie Hafner takes the face-off against Joey Donahue. Hafner wins it. Back to Carlton. Carlton to Hafner. Slips it over to Sullivan. Casey Sullivan lost the handle. Beavers come back. Here is Donahue. Or check that, Cox. Cox will dump it in. After for the Panthers is Jack Vetter. Pass ahead to Hafner. It's off his stick. Beavers dump it back in. Beaver Creek 3, Cincinnati Elder nothing. We have 6 minutes left in period number 1. Elder on a power play for another minute 20 seconds. There's a shot blocked on defense. Here's Carson Cox moving ahead. He's got Donahue. Here's Joey Donahue moving in. A shot. He scores! Joey Donahue. Set up by Cox. And the Beavers get a short-handed goal and now lead it 4-0. And for the Big Rig, that is goal number 17 of the season. Joey got 2 last night. Alex Elsner had a hat trick last night. They were the scoring stars for the Beavers. Aaron Washburn says, go JJ. That's on JJ Lehman's goal earlier in the period. Beavers up 4-0 now after scoring a short-handed goal on a 2-on-1 breakaway. Cox and Donahue. Cox feeds Donahue and Diesel puts it in. Here's Owen Horvath. Dumps behind the net. Loose puck near wing boards. Kick to center. Joe Martin after it. Joe Martin, but the Panthers beat him to it. Puck shot to center ice for Horvath. And that's dumped in and on net. DeYoung turns it aside and the puck is cleared away. It's cleared on goal at the other end and the save made by Brinker. Puck dumped in by Luke Lenhart, but that's going to be an icing violation against the Panthers. Just 18 seconds left in the Elder power play. 4:48 left in period number 1. Jake Suda takes the face-off against John Lutz of Elder. Lutz wins it. Back comes Rudy Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer putting it out in front. It's turned away by DeYoung. And the puck is iced by, no, they wave off icing. The penalty's been killed off. They waved off icing on that play. Now here is Owen Huff taking the puck away from one of the Panther players. Owen Huff, he's battling hard out there. Puck kicks up high to the neutral zone at the center red line. It's picked up there by the Beavers' Vanderboss. Now Vanderboss back to get it. Being shadowed by John Lutz of Elder and Ethan Vonderai. There's a shot, save made by Brinker. And that was off the stick of Drew Vandenboss. Drew showing some very good skating on that play. Here's Owen Huff. Pass it's up ahead, was intercepted by Sullivan. Sullivan then checks Huff into the boards. Loose puck. There's a shot by Hoffmeyer of Elder. It's off a skate wide. Now one of the Beavers knocked down. Nothing called on that play, and now the Panthers hold the puck in the Beaver zone. We're down to 3 minutes left in period number 1. Beaver Creek up 4-0. Puck chipped to the center red line along the boards. Now dumped in by the Panthers' Chad Meyer. Sullivan after it behind the net, and there's a whistle. And what do we have? We're going to have a face-off the other way. So, yeah, I think one of the Panthers put the puck over the net apparently, so they'll move the face-off back into their zone. There's Carson Cox, a shot, save, rebound loose. Lehman, shot, save, rebound loose, and it's tipped wide. So chances there by a couple of different Beavers to score. 2.5 to go in the period. Puck centered again. Here's Donahue. Centers for Martin, and he's checked down to the ice. And the Panthers get it out of there. Carson Cox being shadowed by Owen Horvath. Cox gets it ahead at center to Donahue, but that's checked away and cleared, and that is an icing violation against Elder. 2 goals by Elsner, 1 by Lehman, and 1 by Donahue in this opening period. Shots on goal unofficially favoring Beaver Creek 12-1. From the face-off, puck shot down the ice. After it, Vandenbosch for the Beavers. Tries to clear it, but not out. It's held in. Now Vandenbosch after it again. Chasing it down on the far corner of the Elder zone. He clears it out. And there's a player tripped down. That's Chase Newroth. He's back on his feet. Here comes Rudy Hoffmeyer. He's bumped off the puck. And it comes loose to the Beaver line. Played there by the Beavers' Cameron Burns. Burns to Newroth. Newroth pass ahead to Huff, and it gets past him as Owen was kind of held up by the referee on that play. Owen trying to chase it back down. Here's Owen Huff. Cutting over to left wing, over the Elder line. Drop pass for Newroth. Newroth bumped down to the ice by Hafner of Elder. And the puck is cleared away. Puck it rolls on end all the way down toward the Beaver net. DeYoung will let Isaac Graham play it. Graham to Newroth at center. It's off his stick down in the Elder zone. Rudy Hoffmeyer after it. Hoffmeyer will shoot back into the Beaver zone. Played there by Joe Martin. Half a minute to go in the period. Martin to Elsner. Elsner trying to kick it in front, and it's tipped wide. Joe Martin left point. Martin has it tipped away. After it for the Panthers is Charlie Hafner. Hafner in on goal, but couldn't catch up to the puck before it drifts off into the corner. Beavers come back away with it. Here's Carson Cox. Carson, side of the net, a shot, and that's wide. And the buzzer sounds the end of period number 1. So after 1 at Northlands Ice Center in Cincinnati, it is the Beaver Creek Beavers 4 and the Elder Panthers nothing. Nice to have everybody with us this afternoon on a Sunday afternoon. Tracy Goodman says it's cold here, so Tracy must be inside. Let's all go outside in January here to warm up.
That's right. Oh, there she is.
Where?
Right here.
Oh, hey. I say, let's go outside to warm up.
Erin texted me, she said you could hear my siren.
Oh, is that your siren? Hey, I love that.
Yeah, Kyle got it for me for Christmas, but I'm only allowed to use the siren when we score a goal.
Yeah. Well, that's
I'm not allowed to use it to like yell at refs or anything.
yeah. That's when you do it when they score a goal. That's great.
Yeah, it is.
Are you going to bring that to some more games?
Oh yeah, I had it there last night too.
Oh, okay, that's fantastic.
Yep.
That's great. Okay, that was Tracy Goodman. She brought her siren. I heard the siren. I didn't know where it was from, so
yeah.
I like that. That's great. Nancy Jesse says, let's go Creek. Thanks, Kent and crew. You're quite welcome, Nancy. Yeah, I need gloves. That's all. Well, maybe just one.
Just one?
Yeah, just for this hand. I got to write with this other one. So
These are thin gloves, so you may be able to do that anyway.
that's all right. I can hold this microphone. Okay, thanks. You know what? You need those mittens.
Yep.
Because they hold your fingers together and it warms up. In fact, I'll make this a mitten. Okay. We're back to live action, folks. Puck dropped and we're underway for the second period. Beavers moving left to right this period. There's a shot on net and save made at the side of the cage by Chad DeYoung. And he'll hold on again in that first period. Elsner 2 goals. Lehman scored and Joey Donahue scored. From the draw, here comes the road runner Alex Elsner trying to cut in the A-train, and he couldn't quite get a shot away. There's a big collision between Elsner and Sullivan. Sullivan goes down. Both of them hit the ice. Here's Elsner trying to work in front. He gets tripped and goes down. Here is Sullivan. Sullivan along the near corner to Martin, or lost it to Martin. Martin a shot, and that's gloved by Brinker. A tough first period for Ben Brinker, allowing 4 goals. Chad DeYoung at the other end for Beaver Creek has only faced a couple of shots at this point. Obviously, the Panthers, a developing program. We spoke briefly to Coach John Harvey before the game, and very nice gentleman. It was nice to speak to him for a few moments. It's, it's a case just like with Mason and Troy, where these teams, they're trying to develop their program, and it just takes time to develop a pipeline of good skaters, good players. Cameron Burns' pass over for Vandenboss. Vandenboss will chase it down. Passes to the blue line now for Suda. Suda's pass is stolen and dumped back in the Beaver zone. 2 minutes into period number 2. There's a shot by the Panthers, and DeYoung the save. Chad had that angle along the post covered completely. He had his pads down and hunched over, and he wasn't going to let anything get in on that side. Face off in the left wing circle of the Beaver zone. It's going to be John Lutz taking the draw and trying to tip it away down the ice is Donahue. Donahue checked by Oronado of Elder before he could break in on net. Beavers controlling their own zone in the Panther zone. Here's Joe Martin. His pass in the slot to Donahue. Donahue a shot, and Brinker makes the catch on it. And there will be a face-off in the Elder zone. Panthers change with a stoppage of play. They've got some new skaters on the ice. The Beavers have Donahue, Martin, Cox, and I can't make out the other 10 now. And then they get a change. It's Lehman coming back in, and it looks like that is Compton. I think Kyle Compton on the ice. Here's Joe Martin. He collides with Hafner. Loose puck in the Elder zone. Lehman back to the point now for Cox. He centers. It's a shot and a save made by Brinker, and the Panther netminder will hold on to it. Clock stop with 12:02 to go in the second. Elsner takes the face-off for Beaver Creek. But winning the draw is the Panthers. Let's see who that is. It looks like Lutz. His shot is wide. He took his own face-off and went down the ice with it. That wasn't Lutz, I'm sorry. That was Charlie Hafner. Beavers trying to carry back out. Here's Alex Elsner across center into the Elder zone. And he's bumped off the puck as he gets a shot away. It's still loose. Brinker made the save, and the rebound is tipped up over the glass, and we're going to have a whistle. The refs will have to get a new piece of vulcanized rubber to continue playing this contest with. Face off left wing circle of the Elder zone to our right. Beavers in all black, the Panthers in the white sweaters and purple trunks. There's a shot, Elsner, and he scores. The A-Train scores again, and for Alex Elsner, his second hat trick of the weekend. Yeah, I love the siren. So for Alex Elsner, that's goal 27 of the season and his second hat trick in as many games. Puck shot back in the Beaver zone to our left. We're 4 minutes into the second period. Here's Alex once again. Here's Elsner. Shot, and it's wide. I don't know if Brinker got a piece of that or not. Might have got a glove on it. Puck fought for at the Beaver blue line. Here's Elsner taking back it away. He's checked by Joe Emmett and tumbles to the ice. Emmett flips the puck ahead and to teammate Owen Horvath. Horvath tried to dump it in the Beaver zone, but it's stolen away by Cox. And his shot is off of Jack Vetter of Elder and almost went on net. Beavers control, leading it by a score of 5-0. Circling in for a shot is Martin, and the save made by Brinker. He made a nice glove save to catch that shot by senior Joe Martin. So 3 goals by Elsner, 1 by Lehman, 1 by Donahue. Owen Huff will take the face-off. We spoke to Owen last night after the game about taking face-offs. He said he's enjoying the process of learning how to do better at winning face-offs. There's a shot that's hammered wide by Isaac Graham. Lutz unable to clear the zone for the Panthers. Now they do. Puck picked up by Isaac Graham. Graham's pass ahead is off a stick and cleared right back to Graham at his own blue line. Now right wing to Huff. Over the outer line, screen shot. Saved by Brinker. Rebound, here's Lutz clearing the puck. Graham back to get it for Beaver Creek. Down to 9:10 to go in the period. We've got looks like a delayed penalty. Delayed penalty or delayed offsides, one or the other. Yes, it was an offside, delayed offside. Puck is cleared away. Now there's an icing against Elder. So from here, the Beavers go up to, where is it, Strongsville?
Yes.
So they'll be at Strongsville next weekend.
Yes. Our first game is on Saturday.
Okay. And there won't be any commentary. I'm not going to head up to Strongsville, but Cherie will run the camera, so you'll be able to at least watch video of it next weekend. There's a loose puck at center ice, tipped ahead by Rudy Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer into the Beaver zone, centering for teammate Sullivan, Casey Sullivan. He couldn't control the puck. Now at center ice, Hafner. Pass for Meyer is picked off and then turned back over to the Panthers. There's a shot that's wide. Puck loose along the near wing boards in the Beaver zone. Panthers trying to establish some type of offense in this game, trailing 5-0. Here is Joey Donahue on left wing. Cutting behind the Elder net. Pass back to Lehman. Lehman checked into the boards hard. JJ goes down. And then he collides after he gets up with Hoffmeyer. Puck shot into the near corner of the Elder zone. Carson Cox's shot and the pad save. We got a penalty coming up as Elder player Nolan Anderson went down. And the penalty is going to be an elbowing minor, and let's see who heads off. And the penalized player is the young man who lost his stick. That's Nolan Anderson. So on the play where he lost his stick, he obviously stuck his arm up and hit one of the Beaver players high with an elbow, and he's going to be off for a couple of minutes. Beavers on a power play. There's a shot that's blocked. And then the puck is cleared down the ice. We're midway through the game. A little over 7 minutes to go in the second. Here's Carson Cox, a shot, stick save. Rebound cleared. After it, Joe Martin. Martin for Elsner. Elsner starts out. Here comes the A-train. Cutting behind the Elder net. Drops it back to the point. And losing the puck to center was Martin, and the Beavers will have to get out of the attacking zone. Now Martin gets it back over for Cox. Here's Carson Cox, and one of the Beaver players, I think Isaac Graham, was in ahead of the play, and that's offside. So the Beavers misfiring a little bit on offense on this power play. But they still have 1 minute 4 seconds to try to score on it. Austin Drawn on the ice now, along with Cameron Burns, Isaac Graham, Owen Huff, and Chase Newroth. So you'll probably see a steady diet of some of the younger players for the rest of this contest. The Beavers already leading at 5-0 midway through the game. And having played last night, Burns trying to flip it in front and gets deflected right back to him. Dumped in the corner now. Graham fighting for it. He's wrestled down to the ice by Ethan Vonderai. Puck comes to Huff for Burns. He tried a one-time shot but fanned on it. And the puck is cleared away. Racing down the ice is Rudy Hoffmeyer trying to get in a short-hander, and a save made by DeYoung. on Hoffmeyer, and DeYoung, a nice play as Rudy Hoffmeyer, a hustle play for the Elder Panthers. He beat the Beaver player down the ice to get a short-handed shot on net, and Chad DeYoung had to stretch his left leg pad out to cover the goal and make sure it didn't go in. So good chance, hustle play by Rudy Hoffmeyer of Elder. Face off in the Beaver zone, just 10 seconds left in the Beaver power play. Andrew Oronado lost the puck. Here comes Carson Cox over the Elder line, backhander, and the save made by Brinker. Cox still had it, and now another shot, and Brinker makes the stop. And the penalty killed off this time by the Panthers. We're down to 5:12 to go in the second period. Face off down in the Panther zone. It's going to be Donahue. Panthers don't have sleeves on their, or don't have numbers on their sleeves, so it's not always easy to tell who that player is. There's a shot by Lehman, kicked out by Brinker. Puck rimmed around behind the net. Donahue drops it back to the point. Puck held in. Here is Carson Cox, a shot, and that's wide. Joe Martin trying to hold it in at the left point. He flips it in front, ahead, and to Donahue, circling, shot. And it's up over the glass off the stick of Ben Brinker. Big Joe Emmett back on the ice for Elder along with Rudy Hoffmeyer. You can tell Big Joe Emmett out there. He's probably maybe the biggest fella out there. Puck cleared by the Panthers, and that's going to be an icing violation. Oh no, there was a penalty on Elder. Who was the penalty on Elder? Who was the penalty on Elder? Okay, Charlie Hafner had a penalty. I'm sorry. I'm oblivious to that. So the Beavers on a power play for a minute. Here's Rudy Hoffmeyer though for Elder, but there's a whistle. I didn't even know they had a penalty.
Oh no, it was weird. It looked like he was motioning for high stick, but I think maybe he was using his hand left.
No, I didn't even notice it. So Hafner in the box, and we all kind of missed it. Of course, they don't have PA here, so there was no announcement over an overhead speaker about what a penalty, so we kind of missed it. But Beavers on a power play for another half a minute. Puck controlled by Rudy Hoffmeyer of Elder. He dumps in the Beaver zone. Beavers start back. Cox to Suda. Jake Suda carries in. He dumps behind the Elder net. And the puck cleared away by Greg Carlton of the Elder Panthers. So a very uneventful power play for the Beavers. That's two power plays in a row that they really didn't get anything going offensively. Here's Elsner's shot, and he scores! There is the A-Train. And goal number 4 of the game for the A-Train. And for young Mr. Elsner, goal number 28 of the season. Let's catch up on a couple of messages that we got. We got a message. Nancy Jeske says, "Let's go, Drew." Jan Huff, Jan the man, Says, hi all, Uncle Jan the man from Omaha, Nebraska, here with you saying go Creek team. Jan says, thank you, Kent. You're quite welcome, Jan. You're a true professional announcer. Thank you, Jan. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Jan the man from Omaha, Nebraska. That's Uncle Jan Huff. We love to hear from Uncle Jan. Beavers now lead at 6-0. Puck cleared by Owen Huff back into the Elder zone. Jan, you'll be glad to know Owen Huff is playing a great game. He's playing very, very assertively out there. He's playing, and he played a really nice game last night. And here's Andrew Oronado of Elder. He clears the puck all the way down. And that'll go for icing against the Elder Panthers. So the Beavers next weekend up in Strongsville at the Ehrenfeld tournament. Again, there will be video for that tournament, but no audio. Yours truly will not be heading up to Strongsville. But we will be back. I'll be back with you the following weekend. When is that going to be? Oh, okay. We'll let you know before we get off the air today. Scramble in front of the Panther net. Coming away with it, Cox. His shot. And that is gloved by Ben Brinker. Ben Brinker has had a rough day, but he hasn't really played poorly. He seems to be pretty good, pretty strong to his glove side. But he's faced a lot of shots. And Chad DeYoung at the other end has really only faced one or two good scoring chances. There's a shot and save made by DeYoung, and he wasn't sure he had that. That was by Charlie Hafner. Chad got it in the breadbasket, but then was kind of looking around.
Got stuck in his pad.
Yeah. He wasn't sure he had it, I think. But it's going to be a face-off. In the left wing circle, the Beaver zone from the draw. Shot! Right on. That was Chad Meyer from the face-off. Got a good shot away. Trying to hold the puck in was Andrew Oronado along with Jack Vetter, but the Beavers come away with it. Here's Diesel Donahue, and he fans on a shot as he moved in front. Picking up the puck is Vetter of Elder. Jack Vetter. At center, he drops it off into the Beaver zone. Less than a minute to go in the period. Now with the puck, Kyle Compton. Compton will dump it in the Elder zone. Back for the Panthers, Luke Lenhart. Passes to center. Beavers intercept. That's Carson Cox, the Secretary of Defense. Cox has it poke checked off his stick. Half a minute to go in the period. There's a shot. And it's blocked by the Beavers. Cox tried to clear it out of the zone, but it's held in. DeYoung down on the ice. The puck controlled by the Panthers on the near wing boards. Now in the corner. There's a centering pass. It's held in, flipped in front by Greg Carlton, but the Beavers intercept. There's a trip of one of the Beaver players. Nothing called on that play, and the buzzer sounds the end of the second. So after two, the Beaver Creek Beavers 6 and the Elder Panthers nothing. Got a message from Jan the Man. Great job, 8-Train. Go Creek. That's right. Alex Elsner, 4 goals on the day. My goodness gracious. 8 on the season. And the Beavers lead it now 6-0. So in that first period, Elsner got 2. J.J. Lehman a nice snapping wrist shot to get a goal. And then Joey Donahue got a goal. And after one, it was 4-0 Beaver Creek. And in the second, Alex Elsner with 2 goals to make it
So the next
6-0.
game that you'll be here is against Elder, but at home.
Oh, okay. So next game that I'll be here is the 21st,
It's a Saturday at 5:30.
5:30. And that's going to be a double header for me because the UD Flyers play after that. I've got 2 of those coming up. Double headers. One game Beaver Creek plays first, and then another game I think UD plays first.
But you have one this Saturday.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'll be on, but with the Dayton Flyer college hockey team. Next Saturday they play the Louisville Cardinals. You guys will be up in Strongsville. Tell me about Strongsville? I've never been up. Is that Toledo? Is that
It is,
Strongsville, Toledo?
Cleveland, closer to Cleveland.
Oh, it's Cleveland. Oh, okay. Okay, so
And our first game is at 10:20 on Saturday. We have 2 on Saturday. One at
morning or
10:20.
night?
Oh, in the morning.
10:20 in the morning,
And then again at 6:20 that night.
and then 6:20 in the evening. Up in Strongsville, the Ernfelt tournament.
Yep.
Okay. So, well, folks, as we like to do when we've got a few minutes, we always like to go over some of our sponsors of Beaver Creek Hockey. What did I do here? I flipped my phone. There it is. So let's talk about some of our sponsors. We always like to do that whenever we have some time while the Zamboni is out there. Let's talk about GSI Contractors. GSI Contractors is a Southwest Ohio company that provides construction services to both businesses and residential clients. The scope of our projects includes new construction and renovation. We're eager to assist with projects of the smallest scale or commercial subcontracting to providing full general contractor services for projects of a grander scale. Just call up Shannon Graham at 937-671-7362, located at 2700 North Emerald Drive in Beaver Creek, GSI Contractors. Also, the Flying Locksmiths at 5335 Far Hills Avenue, Suite 105. The Flying Locksmiths are a commercial and residential door and locksmith company. They focus on providing exceptional service to our clients. What's all this cackling over it?
She's turned into Eskimo Dixie again.
Eskimo Dixie?
Yeah, she's covered.
She's all covered.
Head to toe.
I don't blame her over here. It's cold in here. Anyway, Flying Locksmiths provide services, home and office rekeys, installation of smart locks and deadbolts, repairs or replacements of commercial doors and hardware, installation and maintenance of access control systems and keyless entry, something like those cards, key cards and that type of thing. Closed circuit TV systems, master key systems, door alarms, building rekeys, automatic door operators, residential and commercial safe work. What's going on back there? I just felt a breeze. Did they put something in their thermoses out besides coffee?
Well, if they were smart, they would.
So their motto at Flying Locksmiths is, if it's on the door, we handle it. So thanks again to the Flying Locksmiths for being a sponsor of Beaver Creek Hockey this season. Prime Electric was founded to provide competitively priced electrical services to industrial, commercial, and residential customers. Master electricians David Huff and Luke Cunningham have been working together for over 15 years on commercial, industrial, and residential electrical projects. In 2016, they developed Prime Electric, LLC, in order to provide high-end electrical services to all clients. David and Luke are committed to providing quality outcomes that exceeds customer expectations. That is Prime Electric. Waiting on the Zamboni to make a few more trips around the block here. We've completed 2 periods of play with the Beavers leading at 6-0. Got another message here, I think, from Jan the Man. Let me see this. Jan says, thanks to both teams, coaches, referees, students, moms and dads, grandparents, and all the folks that bring this event to us, Beaver Creek Ice Hockey. Thanks, Jan. And we would like to mention Voss Toyota. Voss Toyota, once again this season, they've been with us for several years now. Voss Toyota proudly serving the greater Miami Valley for over 25 years. Whether you live in Dayton, Columbus, Cincinnati, or anywhere in Ohio, we have a great selection of new and certified used Toyotas and pre-owned vehicles. At Voss, we have a strong and committed sales staff with many years of experience satisfying our customer needs. Our customer satisfaction scores reflect our commitment to the customer. Feel free to browse our inventory online, requesting more information about vehicles, set up a test drive, or inquire about financing. If you don't see what you're looking for, you can use our Vehicle Finder service or get in touch with us, and we'll do our best to find the vehicle that you're looking for. Or if you'd rather discuss your options with our friendly sales staff in person, just stop in to Voss Toyota at 2110 Heller Drive in Beaver Creek, right on the Route 35 car strip. They're around the Alpha area, between Factory Road and the end of the car strip there, where there are several car dealers on both sides of the street. So just visit us at Voss Toyota, again, 2110 Heller Drive.
I'll take one in the face, but please don't hit my cameras.
And take this opportunity to visit with Victory Machine and Fabrication. They're located at 920 South Vandemark Road up in Sydney. At Victory Machine and Fabrication, we offer custom metal fabrication and precision machining services with consistent quality. Alongside our rigging, millwright, and ironwork division, we are also equipped to provide solutions within all facets of our customers' needs. With a focus on safety and quality, we are committed to on-time delivery and processing with the flexibility to meet your changing needs. We pride ourselves in great customer satisfaction and growth through innovation, while striving to maintain our services at a reasonable cost. At Victory Machine and Fabrication, we believe in building long and close relationships with our customers. Victory Machine and Fabrication, 920 South Vandemark Road in Sydney. What are these girls have in their thermoses down here? I don't know.
Sitting in the wrong section.
There's an awful lot of some happiness going on down the way here. Some of the ladies here are they're having a real good time and they're just wondering what is going on. What do they have in their thermoses? Okay. Because there's not a real party atmosphere here.
It's too cold.
This is it's kind of drab and cold. And okay. Oh my goodness.
The helmet.
Well, both teams huddling up at their respective benches before we start the third. Of course, the Beavers with this game in hand at this point, leading 6-0, heading into the final 15 minutes of play. Shots on goal unofficially favoring Beaver Creek 23-8. Alex Elsner has scored 4 goals today. J.J. Lehman 1, Joey Donahue 1. And we are ready for the start of the third period. Beavers moving right to left in this third. Beavers in the all black, the Elder Panthers in the white sweaters with the purple trunks. We are underway. Andrew Ornato flips the puck to center. Here come the Panthers. There's Charlie Hafner. Tried to move in front, couldn't get a shot on. Now there's a shot from the left point. There's Joey Donahue for the Beavers, flipping the puck ahead. Not out, however. Now Donahue gets it back. Joey crossing over. Now to Lehman. Here's J.J. Lehman. Lehman. He's cut off at the pass by Jack Vetter. Lehman passes over to Carson on left wing. Carson Cox over the line. There's a shot by, who does that look? That was by James Smith, I think. Puck cleared all the way down on goal. The save made by Chad DeYoung. They pass it ahead, but it's intercepted by Ornato of Elder. This pass at center for Chad Myers picked off. And here come the Beavers right back in front. Trying to lunge and get a shot off was, I believe that was Vandenboss. Here come the Panthers back. Owen Horvath. His pass at the blue line is intercepted. Here come the Beavers again. Carson Cox in the far corner. Cox trying to center. It's held in by Graham. Graham flips it in front. And Brinker has it. 13-16 to play. Well, at least a game like this, like I say, a lot of the JV players, a lot of the younger players that usually don't get a lot of ice time, they're going to see a lot of ice time here in this third period. We got Vandenboss out there, Graham. We saw James Smith a little while ago. Here come the Panthers the other way. Rudy Hoffmeyer. Pass over for Nate Connors. He tipped it behind the net. Beavers trying to come back. Here comes Elsner. And in ahead of the play, I believe, was Jake Suda on right wing. And there will be a face-off. And we will have a face-off. Elsner drops the puck. Puck dumped in by Suda. Now held in by Donahue. Wraps it behind the net. Picking it up there is Nolan Anderson. Couldn't get it out. Elsner picks it up on left wing. Elsner in the circle. Trying to flip it in front. That pass broken up. Suda holds it in. And now it's emptied out. Panthers after it. Here's John Lutz trying to center the puck, but it's intercepted there by Donahue. The rig flipping to neutral ice. Carrying it in, Jake Suda. Jake Suda bumped off the puck. A couple of players collide, and three of them go down. Loose puck picked up by the Panthers. Here they come. There's a shot on net. That was by Ethan Von der Eye of Elder, and a save made by DeYoung, and he'll hold on to it. Charlie Hafner will take the face off for Elder against, can't tell who that was for the Beavers. It might have been Owen Huff. Owen Huff took the face off. Down to 11.5 to go in the game. Puck behind the Beaver Creek net to our right. Trying to kick the puck out of the zone. Now for the Beavers is Graham. Here's Isaac Graham trying to get through a couple of Panthers. He slides the puck into the Elder zone. Now picking up the puck, a shot by Isaac Graham, and a blocker pad save by Ben Brinker. A nice shot by Isaac Graham. And here's Graham chasing the puck back down in his own zone. Bangs it off the near boards to center, intercepted there by Andrew Ornato. He lost it to Martin. Martin flips it ahead. Poke checked off a stick. Owen Huff after it. He's trying to shove one of the Panthers out of the way. Owen Huff chases it down in the near corner. And there's going to be a penalty. It looks like a cross check on Owen Huff. Owen is disputing the call. He was wrestling, trying to fight off one of the Panther players, and Owen heads off on a cross check. 10:08 to go in the game. And there was a coincidental minor on Elder. Who was the Elder player? Okay. So Charlie Hafner went in. Was that cross check also, or what was his?
It was just Tom Ford or whatever. I mean, they were pushing each other.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I said they were fighting with each other. So Huff goes in as well as Hafner, so the two players that were wrestling around with each other go in. So coincidental minors. So both teams at full strength. Here is Horvath. Drops it off to Connors. Nate Connors shoots behind the Beaver net. Rims around to the far side. Beavers chip it out. After it for the Beavers was Austin Drawn, but coming away with it, Rudy Hoffmeyer into the Beaver zone. Hoffmeyer trying to get a backhander off, but it pops off a stick high and wide. Here come the Beavers. Here is Isaac Graham with Donahue. Or check that, Vandenboss. That was Drew Vandenboss. And he got a shot away, and that's a save made by Ben Brinker. Drew Vandenboss, number 18, Isaac Graham, number 19. Sometimes hard to see the numbers on back. I think Isaac's got his back pad covers up a lot of his number on his back, so it's sometimes hard to tell those two apart. From the draw in the Panther zone, puck flipped in front and shot wide by Cox. Beavers hold it in. There's Isaac Graham. Graham at the line will rim it off for Cox. He centers the puck. J.J. Lehman tried to flip it over into the corner. It wraps around to the near corner. 8.5 to go in the game. As the teams play hot potato with it in the Panther zone. Trying to get a shot away was Cox. He's bumped off the puck. Carson gets a shot away, but it's off a skate wide. Played by Oronado of Elder. He passes ahead into the Beaver zone, but the Beavers retake possession. Here's J.J. Lehman. Lehman off of his stick. Panthers clear back in the Beaver zone. Starting back out, Isaac Graham on left wing. He gets around Vetter. Centers the puck. It's off a stick to Martin. Joe Martin, a shot. It deflects. And a pad save made by Brinker. Here's Joe Martin at center ice. Joe pass ahead. Has it dumped in by James Smith. Back come the Panthers. Martin and Brian Cleary fight for it. Panthers hold in. Fanning on a shot was Greg Carlton of Elder. Loose puck now chipped back to neutral ice. Here is Rudy Hoffmeyer. Into the Beaver zone. Fires! And it's caught by Chad DeYoung. 6:49 to go in this one. With that shot, unofficially, the Beavers out shooting Elder now 28-11. Got a message from Jan the Man, says, "Go Creek, put the biscuit in the basket." Puck shoveled back to center ice by the Beavers, then emptied right back into the Beaver zone by the Elder Panthers. There's a trip on Suda. Jake back on his feet, and Chad Meyer carries in for the Panthers. Dumps behind the Beaver net. Puck shot right on. Stick save by DeYoung. Rebound off to the near boards. And then cleared away to center ice. Charlie Hafner will dump back behind the Beaver net. DeYoung will leave it there, but it's centered by Chad Meyer, but right to one of the Beaver players. Then stripped back away by Hafner. He carries over the Beaver line, but teammate Chad Meyer was over the line already, so offside on the Panthers. Face off on the far spot just outside the Beaver line. John Lutz wins the draw. Dumps in the Beaver zone. Martin tries to clear back out. We're down to just 5.5 minutes to play in this one. There's a shot off the stick of Rudy Hoffmeyer that's wide of the Beaver net. Banged off the Dasher boards, but still held in the Beaver zone. Shot behind the cage. Now back to the left point. Trying to hold it in was Brian Cleary, but the Beavers come back. Here is the A-Train, but the A-Train is derailed on that play. He's tackled by Rudy Hoffmeyer. They both go down. Puck shot to center ice. Down to 4:45 to go. Here is Elsner with 4 goals on the game. But there's a Beaver player well in ahead of the play for an offside. So another face-off, this time just outside the Panther blue line. Going to be Owen Huff taking the face-off against, it looks like, Horvath. Puck comes to center to Owen Horvath. Over the Beaver line, his shot, save made by DeYoung. Rebound kicks back to the far side. Beavers come away with it. Here comes a shot by, it looks like, Huff. And the save made. Rebound still free. Huff winds up a shot. Save. Oh, and the rebound was fanned on by, I think, Isaac Graham. A couple of shots by Owen Huff. There's another shot on net, but that, or not on net. That was blocked on defense and cleared away. After it for the Beavers is Cameron Burns, number 13, out there. He drops it off to Donahue. Donahue gets past Joe Emmett. Here comes the rig over the line, cutting in front for a shot. Save. Rebound off to the corner. It's centered by Beal, but it comes free to center. Dumped in the Beaver zone by Horvath. Now here's a shot, pad save. DeYoung, that shot by Brian Cleary. Cleary, Cleary. 3:13 to go. DeYoung will hold on to it and force a face-off in the Beaver zone to the right of the Beaver net in the left wing circle. Charlie Hafner wins the face-off. Back to teammate Oronato. His shot wide of the Beaver net. This puck, Panthers trying to hold in, but it gets past Oronato. Long shot from center wide of the Beaver net. DeYoung out of the crease to spin it around the near boards. There's a shot, pad save by Chad DeYoung. From the rebound, Vetter trying to make a play with it. Here's Vetter behind the Beaver Creek net. He's poke checked. Still has it. Martin runs him into the corner boards, and the Beavers come away with it. But not out. Able to hold it in was Oronado. There's a big collision between Joe Martin and Jack Vetter, two big boys out there. Puck comes free to this near side, and the Beavers finally get it out of their own zone. Picking it up, Chase Horvath. Or Newroth, Chase Newroth. And it's off of his stick to center. After it is Hafner and Meyer. There's just under 2 minutes to play in the contest. Chad Meyer of Elder trying to get the puck in front. Beavers intercept. Try to start back. And they finally clear the zone. That's going to be an icing violation on Beaver Creek. So a face-off in the Beaver zone. The Panthers have been able to start to apply some pressure to the Beaver net in the last several minutes of action. Just a minute 35 to play. John Lutz of Elder faces off against, it looks like, Carson Cox. From his own face-off, Carson Cox trying to beat the defense down the ice. Cox cutting in front and unable to get a shot away. Puck comes off his stick. Here is Joey Donahue. Donahue gets around Von der Rey, starts to center. Donahue, shot wide of the Elder net. Now Cox's shot wide. 1 minute to play in the game. Puck flipped up high back into the Beaver zone. After it for the Elder Panthers is Brian Cleary. Cleary falls down. He centers the puck, but fanning on a one-timer was Greg Carlton. That could have been one of the Panthers' best scoring chances of the game. Now there's a trip, and are they not going to call a penalty on that?
I think they're just letting the clock run.
Did they call that one? I mean, the Beaver player was, he might as well have stuck a big cane out there and just pulled his legs out from under him. Yeah, who is that? Who is it? Did you see the number? 7, okay. So Ethan Von der Rey heads out for the trip. Half a minute to go in the game. Beavers on a power play, leading it 6-0. From the draw, but cleared down the ice. It's a foot race. J.J. Lehman against Big Chad Meyer. Lehman backtracks. He drops it off. Here come the Beavers back with a man advantage. Here's the A-Train up the gut. The A-Train is shot, and it's did he get it? Oh, it's out. Okay. Couldn't tell if the goalie had it or if it flopped up over. Okay, so it's up over the glass. Save made by Brinker. 5.9 seconds left in this one. From the face-off, Cox over to Donahue, pulls the trigger, and no goal. It went in, didn't it?
But I think it was out.
Okay, they waved it off, so no goal. It did go in the net. If there had been another half a second left on the clock, it would have counted for the Diesel, but so no scoring in the third period. The final score today, the Beaver Creek Battling Beavers 6 and the Elder Panthers nothing. The Panthers getting outscored again and shut out for the second straight night. They were shut out last night by the Troy Trojans 5-0, and now today 6-0. So let's catch up. Do we have any further messages? See you guys later. We've got, who do we have here? See you folks later. Jan the Man says, wow, great win for Beaver Creek. Many thanks to all. Hope to see you again online. Uncle Jan the Man from Omaha, Nebraska. Thanks, Jan. So, a great game for the Beavers. Again, recapping the scoring. Again, we don't have any assists today. They didn't. They don't have a public address system here, so there was no announcement on the goals, and we didn't get anything texted to us. So, just the goal scorers only. In the game, Alex Elsner with 4 goals. His second consecutive game with a hat trick. And for Alex now, I've got him, I don't know if I have this right or not, 24. I've got him at 28 goals. And that's unofficial. That's just me trying to keep track after I got stats from Josh yesterday. So I've got him at 28 goals now. The other 2 goals on the game scored, one by J.J. Lehman. I've got that as his second. And then the other goal by the big rig, Joey Donahue. And for Joey, I've got that as his 17th on the season. Shots on goal, unofficially, 34-16 in favor of Beaver Creek. I'm on candid camera. So, well, not much to say about this one. I think this game really pretty much went on how we would probably script it before the game. The Panthers, they're a rebuilding program. They've struggled. They have won a couple of games this season, but they're having a rough year. So we've kind of figured things would. This is the way things would go this afternoon. Again, let me write this shots down. 34-16. So let's pick a 3 stars and a hard hat, and then we'll wrap things up pretty quick. There's not going to be a player of the game today because we don't have the logistics here that we do at our the Kettering Ice Arena. The players' locker room is. Oh, that's all right, thanks. I get the pen. I can't forget my pen. I'm clumsy with my pens. When we have to do these bleacher games, I'm always losing my pens on these bleachers. But 3 stars for the game. Let us give the number 3 star. Let's give it to J.J. Lehman. J.J. Lehman scoring a goal. Playing a tough game today. The number 2 star, we'll give that to Chad DeYoung. Chad DeYoung with a shutout, 16 shots, 16 saves. And for Chad, that's going to lower his goals against. His goals against coming in was 0.99, so that's going to drop even further. And for Chad, being the winning goalie today, gets his record up to 5-0. And he's the number 2 star of the game with 16 shots, 16 saves. And, of course, the number 1 star of the game is the A-Train, Alex Elsner, with 4 goals. Alex just zipping up and down at will, up and down the ice today. And so Alex Elsner, our number 1 star of the game. The hard hat, let's give that to Owen Huff today. Owen Huff, he was fighting, tooth and nail out there today. Even got a penalty, fighting, wrestling around with one of the other players. So Owen Huff will give him the hard hat today for the Beavers. So that'll wrap things up. Any final comments from anybody? Let's see, who we got? We got Hope Zarang says, congrats to Creek. Nigel Gunn. Hey, Nigel, how's it going? We visited with Nigel last night. He was at the Kettering Ice Arena for the game. We look forward to seeing you, Nigel, when the Beavers come back home. But Nigel says, another great result. Thanks all. Thanks, Nigel. We'll see you next home game. Hope Zarang says, thanks again for great commentary and camera work. Thanks, Hope. And I'll pass thanks for great camera work to Sir Lancelot. And then great game, Beavers. That's from Cherie. Join us next weekend, Beavers, at the Strongville Ehrenfeld Tournament. Again, there won't be any commentary for that Strongsville tournament, but there will be video for it. And Cherie will have the scoreboard up so you can see the score, at least follow it that way. But I won't be back for the Beavers until, 2 weeks?
21st.
The 21st, when the Beavers play this same Elder Panther team, but at Kettering Ice Arena. What's the time on that? It's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock? 5:30?
5:30.
Oh, and that's a Saturday. Okay, it's a 5:30 game in the afternoon on Saturday the 21st is the next time I will be with you. So hope everybody has a good next couple of weeks, and good luck to the Beavers and the Ehrenfeld tournament next weekend. And we'll see if they can keep this undefeated string going. With the win today, the Beavers go to 13 wins, no losses, 1 tie. And with the loss, the Elder Panthers drop to 2 wins, 8 losses, and 2 ties. So until the Beavers see you in Strongsville next weekend, and until I see you here in a couple weeks, speaking for camera operator Sir Lancelot and our producer-engineer Cherie Champagne, I'm Kent Jacobs, reminding you again the final score, the Beaver Creek Beavers 6 and the Elder Panthers nothing. Until next time, good night from the Northlands Ice Center in Cincinnati.